Doha International Cup. We're up against Lebanon, down by 3 as we enter the fourth quarter. Here's the situation for Gilas. Justin Brownlee has 21 of the 48 points of the team. He's shooting 9 of 17, which is 52%, but the rest of the team is just 10 for 36, and that's 28%, a number that needs to go up because Brownlee yesterday he was giving way to the locals because he didn't have the best of offensive performances. That's a game we won. But it's a formula that we already know that we can't depend completely on Justin Brownlee, as talented a player as he is. Basketball is a team game, and we're going to need our locals to show up as well, hoping to see a better performance here in the fourth quarter. We're only down by 1. Second of 3 games that Gilas Pilipinas will be playing in Doha. One against Qatar in our initial game. We play Egypt after this one. But the focus is here, trying to take a win over Lebanon. AJ Edu. Zainoun asking him to admit that he had the last touch. Edu says, nope, I didn't. Ball will stay with Gilas with 15 on their shot clock. Kiambao had to put it up, or it was 1.5. I stand corrected, 1.5 was left, and that's why Kiambao had to put it up. Khalil. Elbow jumper, bottom of the net. It's been so steady for Lebanon. Now with 15 points. That's following up his performance against Egypt. Brownlee for 3. No go. We need stops now. Khalil to Majok. The hot hand for Lebanon. Zainoun from the corner. Unable to hit the 3. And Brownlee closing in on a double-double as he grabs another rebound. That's his 9th board. But perhaps a problem is the 4 turnovers. It's good, however, when he finds mismatches. Even though that shot missed, it opened up an opportunity for Edu to get that putback. But we need to stop plays like this from Khalil because he's torching us from the mid-range. JB gets his spot. There's that turnaround. Couldn't get it though. Majok, another rebound. 7 boards now for Ater Majok. Zainoun. His jumper rims out. On the offensive rebound, it's Majok with an end one opportunity. The veteran, 37-year-old Ater Majok, just picking apart AJ Edu. When Majok came here to the Philippines, there was one young kid who drew praises from him, and it was Kai Soto. Because Majok at that time was already a veteran, but Kai Soto, when they played a tune-up game, he tried to dunk on Majok, and that earned the respect of Ater. But right now, Lebanon giving Gilas Pilipinas problems. Hadidian getting some love from his teammates as he got a breakaway jam, and he extends the Lebanon lead. It's highest now at 7 points with 7 and 16 left in the fourth. If we go back to yesterday's game against Qatar, at around this same time, with about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Gilas was down by about 7 to 8 points. That was where the lead of Qatar was ranging. And eventually, Gilas mounted a comeback to steal the win away. Now, while that gives us a lot of hope in this game, you never want to play catch up. You always want to try and set the tone. But Lebanon has been fighting. They've been a tough team. They've given Gilas a lot of problems, mostly coming from Atermajo, Gerard Hadidian, and Jad Khalil. Here's Newsom feeding Brownlee on that pocket pass. Bothered by Majok was Ramos, and he was unable to finish. Lebanon pushing. Khalil again, involving his teammates this time. They reset their offense. He's being chased by Oftana. Jad Khalil. Zainoun sees an opening, puts it up. The three goes in. And this is the first double-digit lead of the game. It's taken by Lebanon. 6.5 to go in the fourth. Brownlee looking to come alive again. It's Newsom. Throws the ball away. Zainoun leaving it up. Hadidian, another jam. And momentum has completely swung and shifted to the side of Lebanon. Ramos, another turnover for Gilas. We mentioned it. That was their problem against Qatar. That's why it took the last few minutes of the game for them to catch up. And again, problems in taking care of that basketball for Gilas Pilipinas. Total of 17 turnovers already. But this game is not lost yet. It's a 12-point lead for Lebanon. If you're Gilas, we have to make our move now. And that's exactly what Newsom is trying to do, as he's able to draw a foul on Query. 5:31, time not on the Philippines' side. Here's Brownlee taking the three, unable to hit it. And a push called on Fajardo. That's going to be a foul on the Kraken. Foul number 3 on Junmar. And breaks just not working towards the side of the Philippines right now. Khalil gets it to a teammate. It's Zainoun, his pass tipped away by Newsom. And Nunu will leave 9 seconds on the shot clock for Lebanon. Gilas in need of not just a stop, but multiple stops at this point. And the important thing also is to convert on their side. Khalil, oh, that's a big one. That hurt. That hurt for Gilas. And the lead of Lebanon has ballooned to 15. Newsom is clobbered on his way to the basket. Khalil washing his hands clean of that foul, of that collision, but Newsom visibly hurt. Usually, Chris Newsom, he's as tough as they get, and he usually just props back up. This time, though, taking some extra rest on the floor. But it's good to see him back on the court, because earlier it looked like he had hurt his left hand and had to exit the game. He was attended to on the bench. Back on the court now. And he'll be ready to take free throws, but Lebanon has built this lead. It's been the start of the quarters that Gilas has really struggled with. Start of the third, a 7-0 run for Lebanon. In the second quarter, we also slowly started the period. We were scoreless for the first 4 minutes. And here, in this quarter, a little past halfway already, Gilas is being outscored by Lebanon 14-2. That is how this 15-point lead of Lebanon was built. But it looked like an unsportsmanlike foul was whistled. And that's why Newsom is alone on the free throw line, taking a couple. Missed the first one though, the second is good. So the unsportsmanlike foul was actually called on Atermajok. Farther now it's with Brownlee. JB to Oftana. He steps back. Did he have a foot on the line? Might have had a foot on the line. Nonetheless, we'll take the points. However many they will be. Mezer back on the floor. It's Zainoun now. And a body check for Ramos. That decks the Lebanese guard. Ramos clearly giving up that foul as he got beat initially. Yeah, as we expected. Only a long two for Oftana as he had his foot on the line. Coach Perisic will ask for a review. I think he's hoping for something more than a common foul. Because on the other side, his big man, Atermajok, was called for an unsportsmanlike foul. So naturally, if you're the coach, you're hoping that this gets elevated too because you feel that, you know, your player got hurt. You want to protect your player. So let's see what the referees find in this review. But it's a 12-point lead for Lebanon. And again, we go back to the start of quarters. We've started pretty much every quarter slowly because the first quarter, both teams could not score early on. The score was 4-4 halfway through the first period. And like we said, first 4 minutes of the second quarter, scoreless. 7-0 run for Lebanon to start the third, and then 14-2 rally to open up the fourth quarter for Lebanon. That is where the problems have stemmed from for Gilas Pilipinas. And more problems pile up as the foul on Dwight Ramos gets elevated to an unsportsmanlike one. And that means that challenge for Miodrag Perisic. That was a brilliant challenge. He got the resolution that he wanted. 4-20 left in the game. Zainoun will be fouled again. Would it be on Ramos though? Oh yes, that will be on Dwight. So back-to-back fouls on Dwight Ramos. He hasn't had the best of games. That will be foul number 4, I believe, on Dwight. He had that stretch in the third quarter where Dwight scored 5 straight points, brought life back to the Philippines because they were trailing at that point. But those are the only 5 points he has in the entire game. He's 2 of 6 from the field. Jumar Fajardo is 0 for 4. It's been that kind of a performance for Gilas Pilipinas. Of course, we're treating these games as preparation games. We're trying to build on the stuff that we'll need to call ourselves ready for the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers third window and for the FIBA Asia Cup itself. But every time you step on the court, you want to give it your all. You want to perform. You want to go out and get the win. Brownlee to Newsom. Gets rid of the defense. Nunu could not hit the three. Rebound taken by Lebanon. They're holding on to a 16-point lead now. Under 4 minutes left in regulation. Mezer, met by Oftana. It's Query. Mark Query attacking baseline. Had to send it out. They have to take the shot against the shot clock. Nope. Rebound Hadidian against three blue shirts. Loses it. Oftana picks it up. They're pushing. Ramos back to Calvin. Losing control. Lebanon asking for a travel. Ramos puts it up and misses. And Gilas just has been unable to protect that basketball. Another turnover for them. And that is now rebound or turnover number 18. Hadidjan will post up against Ramos. Throws it away. Newsom. Out of bounds is the whistle.
زينون بيقول له هتحسبها عليا متعمد هتديني الكرة اوت سايد.
And it will be Gilas basketball. Newsom will head back to the bench. Could that be the last that we'll see of Newsom in this game? Brownlee also exiting. Under 3 minutes, 16-point lead for Lebanon. Fajardo continues to miss. It was tough. It was tough for Gilas to have that kind of a turnaround. Just less than 24 hours, they're back on the court. But the turnovers really killed us in this game. And even that transition attack for Perez, which is normally 2 points already for CJ. Well, he got blocked there, and the effort of Lebanon was simply there. It simply trumped what we saw from Gilas. But hey, we still have one more game in this pocket tournament. That's going to be up against Egypt. Query missing. Perez comes away with it. CJ looking to attack. Oftana. Calvin unable to hit the three. Well, we did hit 4 3-pointers, but our percentage is way down. 4 of 24, just 16% from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, for Lebanon, they shot 7 of 26 from beyond the arc. That's 26%. I mean, we did miss a lot of shots that normally our players would make. 16-point lead for Lebanon. Minute and a half remaining. Mezer throws it away. Perez leading the break. It's Oftana. Could not get the roll. Not even that. The woes of Gilas on offense. And no one stopping the lane, or no last line of defense there, as Fajardo had his back turned against Hadidyan. And Hadidyan now up to 16 points. Khalil with 18. Zaynoun with 13. And then Majok also has 12. Those are the 4 players for Lebanon who will finish this game in double figures with this impending win. So it will be contrary results to what these two teams had in their primary games in the second Doha International Cup. Because initially, Lebanon lost to Egypt 82-70. Gilas Pilipinas won against Qatar 74-71. But barring any crazy miracle, this is a win. Gonna be a win for Lebanon. They even extend their lead to 19. But if you just joined us recently and you saw that, oh, it's a blowout. Uy, tambak ang Gilas. It wasn't the case for all 40 minutes of this game, because In the fourth quarter, Gilas was only able to score 5 points up to this point.
لكن هي ليلة حزينة ليلة
Lebanon,
حزينة
they've been able
لمنتصرين
to score
مجموعة
22. So
الفائزين على نيوزيلندا. هذا
17
المنتخب
is the
الجميل
advantage of Lebanon here in the fourth. We actually opened up the final frame
يعني انت
with the Lebanese just up by 3 points.
اذا هو مرشح
And they
على
just
الأقل
capitalized
للمربع الذهبي على
on
الورق.
the opportunities they saw and broke the game
لكن
wide
برضه
open
لا
here in the
ننكر
fourth
ان
quarter.
هناك لاعبين
Not
مميزين
even from the free
دوليين
throw line can we score
محترفين
this point.
زي ما
Finally, CJ
منتخب
Perez
لبنان
gets the
عندهم
second,
بعض اللاعبين
only the
ايضا
sixth
هم
point
عندهم بعض
of Gilas
اللاعبين
Pilipinas
زي ان
in
مصر
this fourth
بتنقص
frame.
منها عدد كبير من اللاعبين
Under a
ايضا
minute to go,
زي
Lebanon about to get their first win
الاخير
in the
لبنان
second Doha
وهو من
International
صدر
Cup.
عرقه
Gilas will be absorbing their first
الفارق
loss.
19 نقطة والفيك
It's been this guy
والجول
providing a lot of energy as he does so again. I mean, I've lost count of how many dunks Gerard Hadidyan has had in this game.
جيم للدنك بس في الفترة الرابعة
Probably about 5 already.
البنية وتفوق
There's a spring to his step.
وخروج
And he always is the first one to get out in transition.
وفيخاردو
Outside shot still, we've been harping on that story because
ونهاية للقاء
the three-point shooting of Gilas in this game was non-existent. 4 of 27 as Gilas will be limited to just 6 points in the fourth quarter. Lebanon escapes with a win. And I said escape because while this ends up to be a 21-point win, like you said, it wasn't easy for them in the first three quarters. In fact, Gilas even had a lead as big as 6 points.